Hey guys, welcome back to Low Carb with Jennifer. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I get a lot of questions about what things I'm using in my videos, what to cook with. So I just wanted to do one video, and I'm going to keep it short. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about each item, but I just want to go through the things that I use on a daily basis making my videos and why I love them, and then we will link in the description of where you can get them to purchase. So to start off, I love this Ninja chopper. It's a perfect little chopper for chopping up little stuff. And anyway, chops them up really good. It's made by Ninja. And I like it. So Ninja chopper, I like it to mix up, make a pork rind crumbles. It's really good for making pork rind crumbles. Because sometimes when you use a big food processor, they get kind of caught in the bottom. You got to mix them around. But these, they get really nice and crushed in this. So I really like it for that. I'm always using tongs for cooking meats. I mean, I use tongs. Sometimes when I make cooking videos, I have 3 sets of tongs and I use them constantly. These are a really good set of tongs from Sonoma. If you want, I mean, you can choose like cheap tongs from Walmart or something, but they just seem to never last. But these are really good quality, so I would definitely recommend these from Sonoma. And of course, you know, I love my scoops. I've got 3 sizes here. This little one, this is probably about a tablespoon, and I use this to make fat bombs. This big one, this is like 3 tablespoons, and I use it to make biscuits or, let me think, what else do I use this for? I don't use this for cookies because it's too big, but really biscuits. This one I use for cookies. This one is like 2 tablespoons, and it's perfect for cookies. These things are amazing. I use them constantly. Now this little kitchen gadget, you may have seen this before. Some people using it I use it to stir my coffee every single morning. I make my coffee, and this is what I use, and you just turn it on and it stirs it up like nothing. I love it so much. It's a milk frother. You can get them on Amazon. It's by Zule Kitchen, but this one I really like, and it's so cheap. It's like 10 bucks. Anyway, I would share my coffee recipe, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. And this is essential for any home cook. This is going to guarantee that you are going to have perfectly cooked meat every single time to the perfect temperature that you love. A meat thermometer. So this, you just pull the little probe out, you stick it into the center of your meat. You don't go all the way down because then it'll touch the pan and it won't give you an accurate reading. But this is a Javelin meat thermometer. It is amazing. I also recommend a meat thermometer that can go in the oven. This one you can't use in the oven, of course, but I have one of those at home. I don't have one of those here. But this will give you an accurate reading for your internal temperature of your meat, and then you have perfectly cooked meat every single time. I love it. Use it every single day. Here is my knife collection. These are all the same brand. They're by Global, and I get them at Sonoma. And they're just like a really good kitchen knife, but they're not really expensive. They're still, you know, I don't know, for each knife, $50 to $60, but they're not like crazy expensive like some knives can be. They're really good, and I like Sonoma because you can take one in, and when you want them sharpened, and they will sharpen them for you. It's like $1 an inch, or I think the first one is, when you bring them in, like the first one's free, and then after that, it's like $1 an inch. So it's nothing. So I love my knives. Another thing from Sonoma, I didn't think I shopped at Sonoma that much, but I guess I do, is this salt. It's an olive wood salt cellar. It's just a salt cellar. I use this little spoon and I sprinkle my salt. I use this for kosher salt. I only cook with kosher salt, and that's what I season all of my food with. So it's perfect for kosher salt. This little handy contraption is perfect if you do a lot of freezer cooking or if you like to use freezer bags a lot. This just makes it a lot easier to fill the bag. You can just stick the sides into the clips, and they come in like packs of, you can get like packs of 3, packs of 6 if you do a lot of freezer cooking or fill a lot of bags. But it just makes it a lot easier to fill the bag without gunk getting all over on the sides. So those come in handy, and they store flat, so that's what's really cool too. So for my smoothies, I love these glass straws, and I will say that we have broken several of them, but I still like them. They're really wide, and they're easy to clean, and they're cute, and they're environmentally friendly. So glass straws, I love these for my smoothies. I use one every single day. I love these little cutting boards. These are perfect for cutting up, like if you want to cut a few strawberries, some herbs, different stuff like that. But there is usually a 3-pack. We've got these 2, and then I think we've got a red one that's shaped like something else. I can't remember. And then there's one shaped like a lemon that's yellow. It's really cute. But they're perfect for just chopping up like a little something. Like you don't want to get your whole big cutting board dirty. You just want to chop something that's small. Those are perfect. Okay, let's talk about my skillets, because I do get a lot of questions about my skillets. These are Le Creuset enameled cast iron skillets, and they are super heavy, and they're heavy duty. They're oven safe. They cook, like really get a nice sear on food. You want to make sure you put oil or cooking spray, like if you're making chicken or any kind of meatballs or something like that, because stuff does still stick. They're not non-stick. But they're really versatile because you can go from the stovetop to the oven, no problem. I also have this big monster right here. I honestly, to be completely honest, I don't recommend it. It's so expensive. It was like over $300. And food tends to like get really, really brown in the center, and then on the outside it hardly gets any color at all. So honestly, I don't recommend it. So here's the other cutting boards that I like to use. These are just they come in like a 3 or a 4-pack. Just some easy to clean. You can just throw them in the dishwasher. I don't like using a wood cutting board because usually I'm only cutting up meat, and then you gotta sanitize it and do all this crazy stuff, and it's heavy and it takes up space on your counter. I would just rather have these. You can just throw them in the dishwasher and then just store them in the cabinet, and they're light. They're super easy to use. So if you don't want to invest in silicone baking mats, and I'll talk about those in a minute, I like to use these Reynolds cookie baking sheets. They are already portioned pieces of parchment paper for baking on a baking sheet, and they fit perfectly into the baking sheet. You can just put one on there. I like to use these for bacon or cookies if I'm not using the silicone baking mat. And then you can just throw it away, and your skillet is, not your skillet, your baking sheet's clean. So I got this little tray on Amazon. It is a Rachel Ray, like a serving dish, but I like to use it to lay meat on it to season, and it's got a lip around it so the juices don't run off. I like it better than using a cutting board for that exact reason, but it's just really handy. It's a nice size, so you can fit a nice portion of meat on there to season. And then you can even clean it when you're done cooking your meat, and then you can just serve the meat right on this. Because it's still cute. Okay, the number one question I get is, which air fryer do I use? This is a New Wave Brio 6-quart. It's just a basic air fryer. This is essentially, all air fryers are the same. They have a basket that opens up like this, and you put your food in it, and you shut it, and you turn it on for air fry. So if you can, a 6-quart is essential in my mind for like a family of 3 or 4. If you have a bigger family, you're gonna have to cook your food in batches. And sometimes even a family of 4, I have to cook my food in batches. Like you can cook a couple of steaks in here, but you couldn't cook more than 2 steaks unless they were small. But this, I have used this air fryer for like the past year. We've used it probably several times a week, and it still works perfectly fine. We love it. It cooks the food perfectly. So I really, really recommend this one. I've tried other cheaper ones and I like this one. I like how I can add time without having to turn it off and turn it back on. I can adjust the temperature. Yeah, I really like it. So here are the sheet trays that I like to use. These are just basic chef kitchen or like commercial kitchen sheet trays. I think I did get them at a commercial kitchen shop. But I think you can get them on Amazon. And then these silicone baking mats. So these are not actually Silpat baking mats. These are just a cheap knockoff on Amazon. They come in a pack of 3 and they're so much cheaper than the Silpat ones, and they work just as good. And they fit right into this baking tray perfectly. This is definitely not a 9x13. What size is this? I don't know. I don't know what size this is, but it fits perfectly. And then you can just take it off and wash it with some soap and water, and it's clean, and your baking sheet stays clean. But I also have these, and they're smaller sizes. There's even bigger sizes. I don't use the bigger ones, but this is really the only size that I use. And last but not least, I have a couple of these Dutch ovens. This is Le Creuset as well. And this is what I cook my soups in. I've got a bigger one there. It's back there on the shelf. But yeah, just cooking soups. It's perfect. It's nice and heavy. Nice heavy duty pot. You don't have to get Le Creuset. They sell them at Walmart that are just fine. There's nothing wrong with the ones at Walmart. I just went to the Le Creuset store because we have one locally to us. And it's actually a Le Creuset outlet store, so they sell stuff a little bit cheaper there than they would at, say, like Macy's or something like that. But yeah, I like the heaviness of it, and it is a soup pot. So guys, make sure you check those links out down below. And if I missed anything, let me know in the comments. If there's anything else that you've seen me use. But thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.